Time is the one resource everyone receives in equal measure. 24 hours a day, no more, no less. Yet some people manage to build extraordinary lives, while others struggle just to keep up. The difference isn't luck or talent. It's how they use their time. Successful people think about time in a completely different way. They protect it, plan it, and invest it with purpose. They understand that every hour carries a cost, and every choice shapes their future. Instead of reacting to life, they design it. Instead of filling their day with noise, they focus on what truly moves them forward. This book explores those habits and mindsets. You'll learn how successful people structure their days, make decisions, and stay consistent even when life gets chaotic. You'll see how small shifts in routine can lead to big changes over time. And most importantly, you'll discover how to take control of your hours before they slip away. Your time is your life. Use it wisely, and you unlock your potential. Use it carelessly, and you limit what you can become. The goal of this book is simple: to help you use your time the way successful people do, with clarity, intention, and confidence. Lesson 1. Stop treating time like it's free. Time is the most expensive thing you own, but most people treat it like it costs nothing. You would never throw money into a fire. You would never hand a stranger 3 hours of free labor. You would never let someone walk into your house, open your wallet, and take whatever they want. But you let minutes disappear. You let hours vanish. You let days evaporate without a fight, without a boundary, without a plan. And then you wonder why your life never changes. The first truth you must accept is this: your time is your life. Not a metaphor, not a slogan. A fact. Your time is your life. Every hour you waste is an hour of your life you will never get back. Every day you waste is a day you will never live again. Every year you waste is a year you will never grow from, never profit from, never build from. People say time is money. No, time is more than money. You can lose money and make it back. You can't lose time and recover it. Time is the one currency that only moves in one direction. This is why successful people operate differently. They understand the real cost of an hour. They know that every choice is a return. They know that every minute has value. But the average person treats time like it's free. Free to waste. Free to spend. Free to burn. Scroll for 3 hours. Binge for 2 hours. Procrastinate for 4 hours. And call it normal life. Let's expose the hypocrisy. Imagine someone walked up to you and said, "Give me 3 hours of labor, for free, right now." You'd laugh. You'd say no. You'd call them insane. But you'll give 3 hours to your phone. You'll give 3 hours to distraction. You'll give 3 hours to nothing. And you don't even resist. Why? Because you've been conditioned to believe that time has no price. Society has trained you to protect your money but waste your minutes. To track your spending but ignore your schedule. To guard your bank account but leave your calendar wide open. Successful people reverse this. They guard their hours like treasure. They spend time like investors. They treat every minute like it has a cost, because it does. I want you to ask yourself a question. If your next hour costs you $100, would you still waste it? If your next hour costs you $1,000, would you still scroll through nothing? If your next hour costs you $10,000, would you still procrastinate on your goals? Your answer reveals everything. When you see time as cheap, you behave cheaply. When you see time as valuable, you behave powerfully. This chapter is your wake-up call. You must stop treating time like it's free. From this moment forward, every hour must have meaning, direction, or purpose. Let's break down how to do that. Step 1. Put a price tag on your hours. Take your income, monthly or yearly, divide it by the number of hours you actually work. This gives you a rough value per hour. Now ask yourself, If your hour is worth $25, why are you throwing $25 away 10 times a day? If your hour is worth $50, why are you destroying $50 chunks of your life on autopilot? If your hour is worth $100, why are you wasting hundreds of dollars of your life every single evening? And if your hour is worth nothing right now, if you're unemployed, underpaid, or drifting, then your hour is priceless. Because what you build right now will determine your entire future. Your hour is the foundation of everything that comes later. Protect it even more aggressively. Successful people don't ask, "Do I feel like doing this?" They ask, "Is this worth the price of my hour?" Most things aren't. Step 2. Track where your time actually goes. You cannot change what you do not measure. People swear they don't waste that much time. Track it for one day. You'll be shocked. Track it honestly. Every minute, every distraction, every pause, every scroll. You will discover that the things stealing your life are not emergencies, not obligations, not responsibilities, just habits. And habits are changeable. When you see where your hours leak, you can seal the cracks. You take back control. You reclaim your life. Step 3. Stop spending time. Start investing it. The poor spend time. The average trade time for comfort. The successful invest time for return. Every hour must fall into one of 3 categories. 1. Building, learning, creating, executing. 2. Resting. Intentional recovery, not avoidance. 3. Connecting, meaningful relationships and purpose. Everything else? Noise, distraction, decay. Your future is built by the hours you invest. Your stagnation is built by the hours you spend. Repeat this line with me. If my time doesn't build me, it steals from me. You either grow or decay. There is no neutral. There is no harmless scrolling. There is no innocent procrastination. Every hour pushes you forward or pulls you backward. Choose your direction. Step 4. Create a new mantra. My time is my life. You must repeat this daily. Say it out loud. Anchor it into your mind. Your time is your life. Your time is your potential. Your time is your future self. Your time is the difference between who you are and who you could become. When someone tries to grab your time, they're grabbing your life. When distraction steals your time, it steals your future. When laziness consumes your time, it consumes your possibility. Every time you say yes to a meaningless hour, you say no to your next level. Step 5. Adopt a wealth mindset of time. Wealthy people ask one powerful question. What is the return on this hour? If the return is growth, good. If the return is rest, good. If the return is clarity, connection, or progress, good. If the return is nothing, eliminate it, erase it, cut it out of your life with zero hesitation. Time is a cost. Time must have a return. Time must be respected, defended, and valued. This is the mindset that separates the successful from the stuck, the wealthy from the worried, the powerful from the passive. You must understand this. Your life changes the moment you decide your hours matter, not your motivation, not your talent, not your circumstances. Your decision. Stop treating time like it's free, because it's not. It is the most expensive thing you will ever own. And when you begin guarding your minutes with the same intensity that you guard your money, your life will transform faster than you ever imagined. This is the first step to using time like the successful. You learn its value, you respect its price, and you never give it away for free again. Lesson 2. Build a life you don't need to escape from. Most people don't live their life. They escape it. They wait for Friday. They crawl through the week. They survive their days instead of building them. Their routine drains them. Their habits trap them. Their systems exhaust them. And then, to cope with the exhaustion they created, They escape into food, into alcohol, into scrolling, into entertainment, into anything that helps them forget the life they're not proud of. You know this pattern. You've lived this pattern. You watch days blur together because your life is something you endure, not something you design. But successful people operate differently. They do not build a life they need to run away from. They do not depend on weekends for relief. They do not structure their days so that escape becomes the only form of rest. They build a life they want to be awake for. They build a routine that energizes, not drains. They build systems that support them instead of suffocating them. And here's the mantra you must learn. If you're always escaping, your system is broken. Repeat it. If you're always escaping, your system is broken. Not you, your system. If you're constantly drained, it's not because you're weak. It's because your life structure is working against you. If every night feels like collapse, it's not because you lack discipline. It's because your operating system is malfunctioning. You don't fix exhaustion with leisure. You fix exhaustion with alignment. Let's break this down. The escape trap. Most people build their life backward. They design their days around obligations and fill the leftover fragments with distractions. They don't create their routine with intention. They accept whatever routine was handed to them, by culture, by family, by old habits. So they wake up tired. They move through their day on autopilot. They feel disconnected, dissatisfied, and drained. And at night, they look for anything that gives them a temporary sense of relief. Scrolling feels like a break. Streaming feels like rest. Food feels like comfort. Numbing feels like peace. But none of it is real. None of it repairs the system. None of it builds a life you want to return to. Escaping is easy because escaping requires nothing from you. But it costs everything. The price of constant escape is your growth, your energy, your future. Successful people fix the system. High performers don't wait for life to feel good. They engineer it. They don't wait for motivation. They build a structure that produces motivation. They don't wake up hoping the day will go well. They create a routine that forces the day to go well. This chapter is about becoming that kind of person, the kind who stops escaping their life and starts building one worth living. Step 1. Identify what you're escaping from. You cannot fix what you refuse to look at. Why are you escaping? Is it your job, your health, your habits, your environment, your relationships, your lack of purpose, your lack of boundaries? Write it down. Be brutally honest. Name the exact systems that break you. Most people live in denial. They pretend everything is fine. Fine is the slowest form of death. Fine is where potential goes to rot. If your nights are spent avoiding your own thoughts, your system is broken. If your weekends are recovery missions instead of growth missions, your system is broken. If you feel alive only when you're distracted, your system is broken. Say it with me. If you're always escaping, your system is broken. Good. Now let's fix it. Step 2. Redesign your work routine. Your work structure shapes everything. Your energy, your mindset, your possibilities. Most people don't hate work. They hate how they work. They hate the chaos, the lack of control, the lack of boundaries, the constant reactivity. Here's what successful people do. They time block their priorities. Clear slots, non-negotiable, focused. They eliminate pointless tasks. If it doesn't matter, it doesn't get done. They separate deep work from shallow work. No mixing, no multitasking, ever. They build a startup ritual and a shutdown ritual to control the beginning and the end of their workday. This reduces stress. This reduces chaos. This reduces the urge to escape. Your work routine should create momentum, not misery. It should move you forward, not drain you dry. Step 3. Build a health routine that energizes you. Your body is your engine. If the engine is weak, the day collapses. Most people treat health as optional. Successful people treat health as foundational. Your health routine doesn't need to be extreme, but it must be consistent. Move your body daily, even 10 minutes. Energy is created, not found. Eat to fuel, not to numb. Your brain cannot perform when your body is overloaded. Sleep like it's sacred, because it is. When you fuel your body correctly, your life stops feeling like something you endure. You stop needing to escape. You start wanting to engage. Step 4. Create planning rituals that give you control. Chaos creates exhaustion. Exhaustion creates escape. Successful people remove chaos at the root. They plan. Daily, weekly, quarterly, not to control everything, but to control themselves. A strong planning ritual does 3 things. Clarifies your direction, eliminates decision fatigue, protects your energy. Every night, define your next morning. Every Sunday, define your next week. Every 90 days, define your next target. Planning isn't about perfection. It's about intention. When you know where you're going, you stop running from your life. Step 5. Design a day you want to wake up for. This is the core transformation. This is why successful people don't escape. Their life is aligned. Your day should not be one long punishment. Your life should not be a waiting room for the weekend. You need micro moments of meaning, a morning ritual that grounds you, work that challenges you, movement that strengthens you, breaks that refresh you, evening routines that prepare you, goals that excite you, people who elevate you. This is how you build a life you don't run away from. This is how you create alignment. This is how you eliminate the urge to escape. When you stop escaping your life, something incredible happens. You start improving it. You start owning it. You start building it. And the same hours that once drained you begin to fuel you. Repeat the mantra one more time. If you're always escaping, your system is broken. Now the second part, and if the system is broken, rebuild it. Not later, not someday, not when life feels easier. Now, your life will not transform when you escape it. It will transform when you design it. This is what successful people do differently. They don't run. They build. They don't escape. They evolve. They don't numb the pain. They fix the system. Build a life you don't need to escape from, because the moment you stop escaping, you finally begin living. Lesson 3. Measure your time like money. Most people want more money, but they never ask the real question. How much is your time actually worth? Not your job title, not your paycheck, not your potential someday. Right now, today, what is 1 hour of your life worth? Most people don't know. Most people don't calculate it. Most people don't care. And that is exactly why their time disappears. When you don't measure something, you waste it. When you don't value something, you lose it. Successful people never make this mistake. They measure time like money. They track time like money. They protect time like money. Because they understand one truth most people never learn. Money multiplies. Time doesn't. And because time doesn't multiply, you must treat it with precision. Here is the concept that separates the wealthy from everyone else. Your effective hourly value. Your EHV. This is the number that exposes your reality. This is the number that shows you why your life isn't changing. This is the number that shows you exactly where you're losing your future. Let's calculate it right now. Step 1. Calculate your effective hourly value. Take the income you actually earn, not the income you wish you earned, monthly or yearly. Divide it by the number of hours you actually work, not the hours listed on paper, not the hours in your contract. The real hours. This is your EHV. This is what your hour is worth. Now you must face it. Because most people talk like their hour is priceless, but live like their hour is worthless. If your EHV is $18, then every time you waste an hour, you're throwing $18 of your life away. If your EHV is $40, you're burning $40 every time you scroll instead of act. If your EHV is $75, you're throwing away $75 every time you fall into distraction. People say they can't afford to invest, but they waste hours every day. And those hours are more expensive than anything they could ever buy. This is the first transformation. You stop treating your time as free. You treat it as a financial asset, because that's exactly what it is. Step 2, raise your hourly value by raising your actions. You do not raise your value by wishing. You raise your value by changing how you spend your hours. The poor exchange their time for survival. The middle class exchange their time for comfort. The successful exchange their time for leverage. Leverage is the key. Leverage is how your hour becomes worth more. Leverage is how your hour begins to multiply your future. And leverage requires one simple rule. Spend your hours on the highest value actions you can perform. What are those actions? Actions that produce skill. Actions that produce income. Actions that produce clarity. Actions that produce momentum. Anything else is below your value line. And what falls below your value line must be removed. Because here's the mantra for this chapter. If it doesn't earn or elevate, it gets eliminated. Say it again. If it doesn't earn or elevate, it gets eliminated. This rule will transform your life faster than any motivational quote or productivity hack. Step 3, delegate everything below your value line. Most people try to do everything themselves. That is why they stay overwhelmed. That is why they stay exhausted. That is why they stay stuck. Successful people don't do everything. They do the things that matter. Everything else gets delegated, or outsourced, or removed. Because if your hour is worth $50 and you're doing a $10 task, you are robbing yourself of $40 of value. You are volunteering for your own limitation. Delegation isn't a luxury. It's a strategy. It's how your time gets multiplied. Look at your week. Cleaning, errands, organizing, repetitive tasks. If someone else can do it for less than your hourly value, delegate it. Free your time. Reclaim your future. Step 4, automate everything you can. Automation is a silent multiplier of the successful. It does not require energy. It does not require discipline. It does not require motivation. It just runs. And because it runs, it frees your mind for higher value action. Automate your bill payments. Automate your financial transfers. Automate your calendar reminders. Automate your reoccurring tasks. Automate your shopping lists. Every moment automation saves is a moment you reinvest into earning or elevating. This is what most people never understand. Automation isn't about convenience. It's about compounding your time. When something repeats in your life, automate it. If you repeat a task weekly, automate it. If you repeat a task daily, automate it. If you repeat a thought, turn it into a system. Because remember the rule, if it doesn't earn or elevate, it gets eliminated. Automation eliminates work without eliminating results. Step 5, eliminate the low-value time drains. There are tasks so low value, they don't deserve delegation or automation. They deserve extinction. These tasks don't earn. They don't elevate. They don't build. They don't advance. They just drain. Mindless scrolling, unnecessary errands, pointless conversations, low-value commitments, energy-draining obligations, jobs that suffocate your potential, habits that drag your future down. You must remove them, ruthlessly, without apology, without hesitation. Low-value hours produce a low-value life. High-value hours produce a high-value life. Your entire future depends on this distinction. Step 6. Think like an investor, not a worker. Workers ask, how can I get through this hour? Investors ask, how can I get a return from this hour? One mindset survives. One mindset builds. One mindset stays stuck. One mindset scales. Every hour is an investment. Every decision has an ROI. Every action compounds or collapses your future. From this moment forward, every hour must pass a test. Does this earn or does this elevate? If the answer is no, it must go, because your life becomes whatever your hours build. When you measure your time like money, everything changes. Your priorities sharpen. Your choices strengthen. Your standards rise. You stop tolerating low-value hours. You stop accepting low-value tasks. You stop engaging in low-value living. You take control. You take ownership. You take responsibility for the financial value of your minutes. Because the truth is simple. Your hourly value is not determined by your job. It is determined by your choices, your systems, your standards, your actions. You raise those, and your value rises with them. Repeat the rule one final time. If it doesn't earn or elevate, it gets eliminated. Say it again, louder, with conviction. This is how successful people use time. This is how they build wealth. This is how they compound their life. And now you know how to do it too. Lesson 4. Automation is the new discipline. You've been lied to your entire life. You were told that discipline is about grit. You were told it's about forcing yourself to do the hard thing every single day through sheer willpower, without fail. But here's the truth. Willpower is a temporary fuel source. Automation is a permanent power grid. You cannot build a high-performance life on a battery. You need infrastructure. You need systems. You need repeatable, predictable, automatic behaviors that remove the need for daily decision-making. This is a dividing line between struggling performers and unstoppable ones. Most people are fighting themselves every morning. High performers don't fight. They pre-decide. They pre-structure. They pre-install the routines that guarantee progress. This chapter is your wake-up call. Discipline is the setup. Automation is the follow-through. Remember that line. Say it again. Repeat it until it becomes your operational philosophy. Let's get into it. You fail because you're making too many decisions. Every time you rely on willpower, you create friction. Every time you try to remember something, you create failure points. Every time you hope you'll feel motivated, you gamble your entire future on a slot machine. You aren't tired because your life is hard. You're tired because your life is disorganized. Think about the richest and most effective people you know. Do you think they remember to pay bills? No, the payments are automated. Do you think they remember their morning routine? No, it's scripted, sequenced, and protected. Do you think they try to find time for the priorities? No, their calendars allocate time automatically. Average people run their life on emotion. High performers run their life on automation. And until you make that shift, you will stay trapped in the same cycle. Motivate to work. Work to burnout. Burnout to drift. Drift to reset. Reset to repeat. Your life does not need another reset. It needs a system. Start with micro-automations that remove cognitive load. You don't begin by automating your entire life at once. You start by removing small decisions that drain your bandwidth. Automate your bill payments. This prevents late fees, prevents stress, and protects mental energy. Automate your grocery list. Have standard recurring items. Don't rebuild the list every week. Automate your weekly planning ritual. Same day, same time, same tasks. Review goals. Review schedule. Block priorities. No negotiation. Every automation you install is one less battle you fight. Remember, discipline is the setup. Automation is the follow-through. You don't have to be disciplined every day. You only need to be disciplined during installation. Once the system is set, the system carries you. Your calendar must become your operating system. Right now, your calendar is just a suggestion board. It's a list of things you hope to get to when life allows. That ends here. Your calendar is now your personal automation machine. Automatic morning block, automatic deep work block, automatic training block, automatic shutdown routine. If it matters, it must appear on your calendar. If it's on your calendar, it must run automatically. The mistake most people make is believing they need motivation to start their tasks. No, they need triggers. A trigger starts a behavior without emotion. A trigger eliminates hesitation. A trigger removes the should I and replaces it with its time. High performers don't think about discipline all day. They build a calendar that tells them exactly who to be and when. Your future self needs fewer choices, not more. Automate your environment so it forces success. If your environment requires motivation, you built the wrong environment. Put your running shoes next to the bed. Lay out your workout clothes the night before. Preset your coffee machine. Put your phone in another room before sleep. Keep a water bottle on your desk. Have your gym bag packed at all times. These are not minor actions. These are psychological levers. They remove friction. They reduce resistance. Success is not just about what you do. It's about what you make easy to do. People who say they can't stick to a habit aren't actually bad at habits. They're bad at structuring their environment. Build an environment that drags you toward success, not one that tempts you back into mediocrity. Discipline is the setup. Automation is the follow-through. Templates save time. Templates save energy. Templates save you. Most of your daily life repeats itself. Your meals repeat. Your emails repeat. Your workouts repeat. Your tasks repeat. So why do you reinvent everything every day? Create templates for repeatable actions. A morning routine template. A meal template. A weekly planning template. A money tracking template. A communication template for common emails. A checklist for your workouts. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Templates ensure your systems don't collapse when your motivation does. When life gets hard, your templates keep you stable. When life gets busy, your templates keep you consistent. When life gets chaotic, your templates keep you moving. Consistency is not a personality trait. It's a system. The rich automate everything they can, so their time goes to what matters. Think about how wealthy people operate. They automate investing. They automate savings. They automate taxes. They automate calendar management through assistants. They automate decision-making through standard operating procedures. Why? Because they understand the cost of attention. Every decision steals bandwidth. Every moment of hesitation burns energy. The wealthy are not smarter or more disciplined. They simply refuse to waste energy on low-level tasks. If something doesn't require human creativity, it gets automated. If something repeats, it gets automated. If something drains attention and produces no return, it gets eliminated. You must do the same. Automation is not convenience. Automation is leverage. Automation is freedom. Automation is the infrastructure behind every wealthy, high-performing life. Installation phase. How to build automation into your daily life. Here is your exact blueprint. Identify the 5 repeatable tasks that drain the most energy. Schedule them. Template them. Automate them. Create 3 anchor habits. Morning anchor. Midday anchor. Evening anchor. These become the backbone of your day. Eliminate manual decision-making. Pre-plan meals, workouts, work blocks, and priorities. Use technology to automate, auto-pay, auto-save, auto-invest, auto-remind. Use the tools that already exist. Review and improve weekly. Automation is never done. You refine it like machinery. This is how you stop relying on motivation. This is how you turn a chaotic life into a predictable engine of results. Discipline is the setup. Automation is the follow-through. Say it again. Discipline is the setup. Automation is the follow-through. Your life is only as strong as what runs automatically. If your habits require daily willpower, they will eventually collapse. If your success depends on how you feel, you will never scale. If your vision demands consistency, you cannot rely on emotion-driven behavior. Automation protects your future from your moods. Automation protects your progress from your excuses. Automation protects your goals from your bad days. This is how high performers win. They install the systems once, and the systems repay them forever. Your next level won't come from trying harder. It will come from building better systems. Remember, discipline is the setup. Automation is the follow-through. Lesson 5. Protect your prime hours like they're sacred. There's a window in your day when you are sharper, faster, and more capable than at any other time. A window when your brain fires cleanly. A window when you can produce twice the results in half the time. A window when your potential peaks. Those are your prime hours, and most people waste them. This chapter is about reclaiming the most valuable time you have. Because if you lose your prime hours, you lose your progress. If you lose your prime hours, you lose your momentum. If you lose your prime hours, you lose your edge. Say this line with me so it sinks in. Prime hours are profit hours. Guard them. Most people don't even know their prime hours exist. Ask the average person when they perform best, and they'll shrug. They've never actually measured it. They've never tracked it. They've never studied their own performance. But high performers know exactly when their mind is at its strongest. They know when their focus is deepest. They know when their creativity is highest. They know when they produce their highest value work. They treat those hours like sacred ground. Your prime hours are not random. They're consistent. They show up at the same time most days, whether you acknowledge them or not. For some people, it's the first 2 hours after waking. For others, it's late morning. For a few, it's late at night. It doesn't matter when yours are. It matters that you protect them. Because prime hours are profit hours. Guard them. You're losing your prime hours to low-value tasks. Here is the biggest tragedy of modern time management. Most people spend their highest performing hours doing the lowest value work. Scrolling, cleaning, errand running, random messaging, unnecessary meetings, mindless chores, fixing problems they created by failing to plan the day before. Imagine a world-class athlete using their peak performance window to warm up instead of compete. Imagine a surgeon using their sharpest hours to answer emails. Imagine a CEO using their greatest focus window to organize their desk. That's what you're doing when you let distractions swallow the best part of your day. You must stop treating your prime hours like casual time. They are not casual. They are not flexible. They are not negotiable. They are sacred. They are limited. They are your greatest leverage. Prime hours are profit hours. Guard them. The rule: put your highest ROI work inside your prime hours. Your prime hours are not for maintenance work. They're not for errands. They're not for socializing. They're not for busy work. They are for wealth creation. They are for deep work. They are for strategy. They are for skill building. They are for long-term projects that elevate your life. If a task moves your life forward, schedule it inside your prime hours. If a task simply maintains your life, schedule it outside your prime hours. This is a behavior shift that separates the average from the exceptional The average spend their best energy on their smallest tasks. The successful spend their best energy on their highest leverage. Protect it, guard it, defend it, because prime hours are profit hours. Guard them. Identify your prime hours. The diagnostic. You can't protect what you haven't identified. You need data. You need awareness. You need clarity. Here's the 3-day test. Track your focus every hour. Rate your mental clarity from 1 to 5. Notice when your energy spikes and when it drops. Notice your natural rhythm. Do ideas flow easier in the morning? Do you think more clearly midday? Do you feel sharper after workout or after a walk? Identify the 2 to 4 hours with consistent high scores. Those hours are your peak, your zone, your leverage window. That is your prime time. That is where your future is built. That is where you must install your highest value work. If you ignore your prime hours, your progress will always feel sluggish. If you align with your prime hours, your progress will feel effortless. This is not about working more. It's about working at the right time. Because prime hours are profit hours. Guard them. How successful people protect their prime hours. Successful people don't hope their prime hours stay open. They defend them, ruthlessly, without apology, without guilt. Here's how they do it. 1, they block their prime hours on their calendar, daily, non-negotiable. No meetings, no calls, no distractions. 2, they communicate boundaries. They tell their team, partner, clients, and friends, these hours are off limits. And they don't break that rule. 3, they design their environment to support focus. Phone in another room. Notifications off. Email closed. Workspace cleared the night before. 4, they use a single, clear priority for the block. 1 mission, 1 target, 1 result. Protecting your prime hours is not selfish. It is strategic. It is essential. It is the difference between a day that moves you forward and a day that traps you in maintenance mode. Say again, prime hours are profit hours. Guard them. The enemy, distraction during prime hours. Distraction is not harmless. Distraction is theft. Distraction steals momentum. Distraction steals clarity. Distraction steals compounding progress. Every time you check your phone during your prime hours, you're not taking a quick break. You are destroying your peak cognitive momentum. You are interrupting a state of deep focus that your brain cannot easily return to. You must treat your prime hours like a no-fly zone. Distraction is banned. Interruptions are banned. Random conversations are banned. Low-value work is banned. Prime hours are profit hours. Guard them. You can relax later. You can socialize later. You can scroll later. But your prime hours? They are for building your future. Prepare the night before so you don't burn prime hours getting ready. One of the biggest mistakes people make is wasting their peak energy on preparation instead of production. Your prime hours should be spent executing, not organizing. Prepare the night before. Set the workspace. Outline the task. Decide the priority. Eliminate uncertainty. When your prime hours begin, you should know exactly what to do, how to start, and where the finish line is. The night is for preparation. The prime hours are for performance. This is how you build unstoppable momentum. Your prime hours will build or break your life. Look at your life right now. Your income, your habits, your discipline, your results. They are a product of how you use your prime hours. Every day you misuse them, you fall behind. Every day you protect them, you move ahead. This is not complicated. It is not mysterious. It is math. It is psychology. It is time leverage. Your prime hours are the most valuable asset you have. They are the engine of your growth. They are the multiplier of your output. Treat them like they're sacred, because they are. Say it one more time so it burns into your identity. Prime hours are profit hours. Guard them. And the moment you start protecting them, your results will transform forever. Lesson 6. Turn decisions into defaults. Your life is being drained by tiny decisions, not the big ones, not the life-changing ones. The small, repetitive, daily choices that chip away at your mental energy until you have nothing left for what actually matters. You think you're tired because you work hard, but you're tired because you decide too much. Decision fatigue is the silent killer of productivity. It destroys momentum. It weakens discipline. It makes simple tasks feel heavy and important tasks feel impossible. This chapter is about eliminating that fatigue entirely. This chapter is about creating defaults. Because successful people don't make hundreds of decisions a day. They make a few. The rest are automated. Say this line with me. One decision once. Infinite time saved. The real enemy isn't lack of time. It's too many choices. Most people wake up every day and immediately drown in decisions. What time should I get up? What should I eat? When should I work out? What should I wear? What task should I start with? What should I do after that? Every question drains energy. Every question adds friction. Every question steals focus from the real work. It's not the task that exhausts you. It's the constant negotiation with yourself. High performers eliminate that negotiation. They choose once, and that choice becomes a default. They decide the wake-up time once. They decide the morning routine once. They decide the weekly workout plan once. They decide their wardrobe once. Then they follow the default automatically. This is leverage. This is power. This is how you reclaim your brain. One decision once. Infinite time saved. Defaults turn chaos into structure. Your life right now may feel chaotic, unpredictable, scattered, like you're always reacting instead of directing. Defaults fix that instantly. A default turns a choice into a rule. A default turns a question into an instruction. A default turns friction into flow. Examples. A fixed wake-up time removes morning chaos. A fixed gym schedule removes, should I go today? A fixed wardrobe removes outfit decisions. A fixed weekly planning ritual removes uncertainty. A fixed work start time eliminates procrastination. Defaults are not restrictions. Defaults are liberations. When you remove the burden of constant decision-making, you free your mind to focus on high-quality thinking, creative work, and meaningful progress. Say it again, one decision once. Infinite time saved. Your brain is not built for endless decisions. You only get a limited number of high-quality decisions each day. After that, your brain switches into low-effort mode. You react instead of choose. You drift instead of act. You choose comfort instead of progress. This is why people end their day exhausted. Not physically, mentally. You're using premium mental bandwidth on pennies instead of dollars. You're making decisions that should have been automated months ago. Successful people understand the cost of every choice. They protect their cognitive energy like it's gold. They eliminate anything that burns attention without producing value. This is why successful people appear so focused. It's not magic. It's defaults. One decision once. Infinite time saved. Build your default day. Here's the transformation moment. You must design a day that runs without constant thought. Not a perfect day. Not a fantasy. A functional, repeatable, automatic day. Start with these 4 anchors. 1. Default wake-up time. Not negotiable. Not flexible. Consistency creates stability. Stability creates momentum. 2. Default morning routine. Same sequence. Same order. Same flow. The morning is not for thinking. It's for initiating. 3. Default work start time. This eliminates the biggest time waster, the slow, sloppy ramp-up into productivity. 4. Default shutdown routine. A clear end to the day. No drifting. No random late forms of effort. Closure leads to clarity tomorrow. These 4 defaults alone will reclaim hours, eliminate friction, and sharpen your mental performance. But we're not stopping there. To become a high performer, you need more. Turn your priorities into defaults. You have goals, but your daily actions don't reflect them, not because you lack discipline, but because you lack defaults. You need a default priority for your prime hours. You need a default focus for your first work block. You need a default system for planning your week. Here's how successful people do it. Default priority rule. The first deep work block of the day goes to your most important project every time. No exceptions. No debate. Default weekly review. Same day, same time, same checklist. Default monthly reset. Clean systems. Set goals. Review metrics. Eliminate friction. Consistency isn't an accident. It's engineered. One decision once. Infinite time saved. Defaults remove emotions from the equation. When you rely on motivation, you lose. When you rely on mood, you lose. When you rely on energy, you lose. Defaults remove emotion from decision-making. You don't ask yourself, do I feel like going to the gym? You go because it's the default. You don't ask, should I sleep in? You get up because it's a default. You don't ask, what should I work on today? You follow the priority because it's the default. Defaults make discipline automatic. Defaults make consistency inevitable. Defaults make progress predictable. Your life changes faster when you stop negotiating with yourself. Your wardrobe, your meals, your money, automate them. This is the part people underestimate. The small decisions matter just as much as the big ones. Here's how high performers streamline. Wardrobe. A simple, consistent set of outfits. Your identity is not in your clothing patterns. Your identity is in your output. Meals. Preset breakfast. Preset lunch. Preset grocery list. Remove the daily food debate. Finances. Auto pay. Auto save. Auto invest. Defaults protect your wealth from your impulses. Every default adds stability. Every default adds clarity. Every default adds speed. One decision once. Infinite time saved. The default mindset. Pre-decide your future. When you pre-decide, you take control away from your weaker self, your tired self, your emotional self, your distracted self. You give control to your strategic self, your highest self, your future-focused self. That is the power of defaults. You make the best decision once, and then you let that decision run your life. You upgrade your identity. You upgrade your consistency. You upgrade your results. You build a life that doesn't rely on motivation. You build a life that runs on systems. Your transformation begins when you eliminate daily choices. If you want more energy, reduce decisions. If you want more focus, reduce decisions. If you want more speed, reduce decisions. If you want more wealth, reduce decisions. Your future is built on defaults. Your momentum is built on defaults. Your identity is built on defaults. This is how you create a life that no longer steals from itself. This is how you build a life that compounds automatically. Remember the line. Say it until it becomes who you are. One decision once. Infinite time saved. And when your life starts running on defaults, your results will begin to look like they came from another world. Lesson 7. Say no 90% of the time. You are drowning in commitments you never should have accepted. You are overwhelmed not because your life is full, but because your boundaries are empty. You say yes out of guilt, fear, politeness, or habit. And every time you do, You sign away pieces of your future. This chapter is a correction. This chapter is a turning point. This chapter is where you learn the habit that all wealthy, focused, high-performing people live by. Say no 90% of the time. Not because they're cold, not because they're selfish, but because they understand a fundamental truth. Every yes is a time debt. Every no is time earned. Burn that into your mind. It will be the filter that changes your life. You don't have a time problem. You have a boundary problem. Most people claim they have no time. But when you look at their calendar, it's obvious. Their time is being spent on priorities of other people. Someone else's emergency. Someone else's meeting. Someone else's idea. Someone else's convenience. Every time you say yes to something unimportant, you say no to something essential. You say no to your goals. You say no to your growth. You say no to your future. You sacrifice what matters for what doesn't. Successful people refuse to do that. They protect their time with a level of seriousness most people never develop. They don't hope their schedule stays clear. They guard it. They defend it. They filter everything ruthlessly because they know every yes is a time debt. Every no is time earned. The wealthy use no as a system, not a personality trait. The most successful people you know aren't born more disciplined. They're not born more focused. They're not born with tougher skin. They simply use no as a strategic tool. No is how they maintain clarity. No is how they keep their priorities intact. No is how they avoid the slow death of a cluttered schedule. When you think of a wealthy person's lifestyle, calm, controlled, intentional, you're really seeing a life shaped by thousands of no's that protect a few powerful yes. You must learn the same discipline, not emotional discipline, calendar discipline, boundary discipline, identity discipline, the discipline to protect the limited hours that create the maximum results. Because every time you say yes to something trivial, you are borrowing time from your future self with interest. Repeat it. Every yes is a time debt. Every no is time earned. Your life changes the moment you understand time debt. Let's make this painfully clear. If you say yes to a 30-minute call, you didn't just lose 30 minutes. You lost the preparation time, the context switching time, and the restart time. The real cost? Closer to 90 minutes. If you say yes to a meeting you don't need to attend, you didn't just lose the meeting. You lost your prime hours, your focus, and your momentum. If you say yes to a favor you don't have the capacity for, you didn't just give your time away. You stole it from something that would have moved your life forward. That's a time debt. And time debts accumulate like credit card interest. Uncontrolled yes create a life filled with overwhelm and underachievement. High performers know this. So they keep their yes rare, intentional, and aligned. Every yes is a time debt. Every no is time earned. Start by installing micro boundaries. You don't need massive, dramatic boundaries to transform your life. You need small, non-negotiable ones that protect structure. Here are the simplest and most life-changing micro boundaries you can adopt. No meetings before noon. Keep your prime hours free for creation, not communication. No unnecessary calls. Most things can be resolved in one message. No unplanned favors. Help strategically, not reactively. No responding instantly. You are allowed to be unavailable. No saying yes on the spot. Your default answer is, let me check my schedule. These micro boundaries create macro results. They restore your time. They restore your clarity. They restore your control. Because boundaries aren't walls. They're filters. They filter out the low-value demands that drain you. Every yes is a time debt. Every no is time earned. The rule, if it doesn't move your life forward, it's a no. Here's the simplest way to evaluate any request. Ask yourself one question. Does this move my life forward? If the answer is no, or even not really, then your answer is no. Not maybe, not let me think, not I'll try. No, the default is no. The exception is yes. This is how successful people operate. Requests that drain? No. Meetings without agendas? No. Energy vampires? No. Drama? No. Favors with no reciprocity? No. Tasks that don't serve the mission? No. They don't apologize for it. They don't feel guilty because they know what they're protecting. Time. Focus. Leverage. Life direction. Stop feeling guilty for protecting what your life depends on. Every yes is a time debt. Every no is time earned. The psychological shift. No is not rejection, it's protection. Most people avoid saying no because they fear conflict or disappointing someone. But saying no does not mean, I don't like you, I don't respect you, I don't care. It means, I respect my time. I protect my priorities. I value my future. You are not responsible for managing other people's emotional reactions. You are responsible for managing your time, your energy, and your mission. If someone cannot handle your no, they should not have had access to your time in the first place. Your life's trajectory depends on your willingness to prioritize yourself. How to say no without conflict. You don't need drama. You don't need justification. You don't need a long explanation. Use clean, simple, firm language. I won't be able to commit to that. I'm not available. That doesn't fit my priorities right now. I don't have capacity for that. I appreciate the offer, but I'm going to pass. Short, direct, final. You are not negotiating. You are informing. Your new identity, a person who protects their time. Your next level requires a new identity, an identity built on clarity, an identity built on boundaries, an identity built on intentionality. You become a person who says no easily. You become a person who says no without guilt. You become a person who says no because your mission matters more than someone's momentary convenience. This is how you reclaim your life. This is how you build your wealth. This is how you protect your future. Say it again. Let it echo. Let it settle into your decisions. Every yes is a time debt. Every no is time earned. You want your time back? Start earning it. You want your focus back? Start earning it. You want a life back? Start earning it. And you earn it with one powerful word. No. Lesson 8. Focus on the 3 tasks that actually move life forward. Your life isn't slow because you lack intelligence. Your life isn't stalled because you lack talent. Your life is stuck because you are drowning in busy work. You confuse movement with progress. You confuse activity with achievement. You confuse effort with impact. And until you break that pattern, you will work harder than ever while achieving less than ever. This chapter is your intervention. This chapter is your reset. This chapter is the moment you learn the truth the successful already know. Most people fill their day. The successful advance their life. How? By focusing on fewer tasks. By selecting only the tasks that move the needle. By living by the rule of 3. Repeat this to yourself. 3 things done with power beat 30 things done with stress. Busy doesn't mean effective. Most people wake up and start reacting. Emails, notifications, requests, small tasks, random errands, everything urgent, nothing important. They end the day tired but not transformed, exhausted but not elevated, busy but not better. This is a trap. Your brain rewards you for doing more, even if more is meaningless. Busyness feels productive. Checklists feel satisfying. Activity feels like progress. But feelings don't build futures. Results do. Successful people don't fall for the illusion of busyness. They judge their day by one metric. Did I move my life forward today? Not was I busy? Not did I do a lot? Not did I respond to everything? Only, did I make progress on the things that matter? This shift alone separates achievers from average. Remember, 3 things done with power beat 30 things done with stress. The rule of 3, your new operating system. Here's the system the top 1% use, consciously or unconsciously. It's simple. It's daily. It's non-negotiable. Every morning, you identify the 3 highest impact tasks that will advance your life. Not 5, not 10, 3. These are not chores. These are not errands. These are not tiny tasks to help you feel successful. These are the moves that shape your future, the decisions that compound, the actions that create leverage, the steps that build momentum. Examples: launching a new product, finishing a chapter of your book, closing a key client, recording content that grows your brand, completing a proposal that elevates your income, having the hard conversation that creates clarity. Notice the pattern. Each task directly creates opportunity, income, progress, or growth. That's the rule of 3. 3 tasks, 3 priorities, 3 commitments. No more, no less, because when everything is a priority, nothing is. When your list is 40 items long, you're already defeated. When your focus is scattered, your results are diluted. Your new discipline is precision. Your new power is clarity. Your new standard is focus. Say it again. 3 things done with power beat 30 things done with stress. Why 3 works better than 10? The number is not arbitrary. It's built on how your brain actually functions. Humans have a limited capacity for decision-making, willpower, and focus. When you overload your list, you overwhelm your brain. Here's what happens with long to-do lists. You procrastinate. You scatter your attention. You do the easy tasks first. You avoid the high-impact ones. You end the day feeling behind. The rule of 3 eliminates all of that. 3 tasks are doable. 3 tasks build confidence. 3 tasks force clarity. 3 tasks require intention. 3 tasks ensure progress. And when you consistently complete your 3 most important tasks, you build unstoppable momentum. You won't just feel different. Your life will look different. Because transformation doesn't come from doing everything. Transformation comes from doing the right things. 3 things done with power beat 30 things done with stress. How to choose your 3. Here's the filter the successful use. 1. Does this task move my life forward? If it doesn't, it's not one of the 3. It might still need to get done, but not by you and not now. 2. Does this create leverage or momentum? High-impact tasks create multiple wins from one action. Low-impact tasks only create one small win. 3. Will future me be grateful I did this today? That's the real test. Future you wants progress, not perfection. Advancement, not activity. Growth, not grind. If the task fails these tests, cut it, delegate it, delay it, delete it. Your 3 tasks should scare you a little, challenge you a lot, and matter more than anything else on your schedule. The trap of, but I have too much to do. Good. Now learn to choose. Because the people who get the most done are not the ones who do the most tasks. They are the ones who eliminate aggressively, delegate intelligently, and focus relentlessly. You think you're the exception. You think you can juggle everything. You think you're just too busy to simplify. Let me tell you the truth you've been avoiding. Your inability to choose is the reason you're overwhelmed. Your refusal to prioritize is the reason you're stuck. Your addiction to busy work is the reason you're exhausted. Simplicity is not a luxury. Simplicity is performance. You don't need more time. You need more focus. You don't need more hours. You need more impact. And impact comes from 3 things, not 30. 3 things done with power beat 30 things done with stress. How to execute the rule of 3. Here's the daily structure. 1. Start your day by selecting your 3 high-impact tasks. Write them down. Commit to them. Everything else is optional. 2. Do them first during your prime hours. No distractions. No email. No multitasking. No excuses. 3. Protect these tasks until they're complete. You treat them like sacred appointments with your future self. You don't cancel. You don't reschedule. You don't downgrade. 4. Only after your 3 are done do you handle the rest. You'll be shocked how many urgent things stop being urgent once your important tasks are complete. This is how high performers operate. This is why their output looks superhuman. It's not superhuman. It's structured. It's strategic. It's selective. Your new daily win condition. A successful day is not a full day. A successful day is a day in which the 3 high-impact tasks were completed with intention and power. That's it. Simple, clear, repeatable. This is how you build a life that compounds. This is how you stop being busy and start being effective. This is how you trade burnout for breakthrough. Because the truth is simple. Success isn't built on chaos. Success is built on clarity. And clarity comes from choosing 3. Say it again until your brain accepts it. 3 things done with power beat 30 things done with stress. This is your new operating system. This is your new standard. This is how you take your life back, 3 tasks at a time. You've seen how powerful time becomes when you use it with clarity and intention. The people who achieve more aren't always the most talented. They're the ones who choose to direct their hours wisely. They protect their focus, invest in what matters, and let go of distractions that steal their potential. As you move forward, remember that every small, consistent action shapes your future. Even a few minutes used well can create results that grow over time. You don't need perfection, just steady progress and a willingness to take control of your day. The tools are now with you. Plan wisely, protect your priorities, and keep walking toward the person you want to become. Time won't wait, but you can choose how to use it. Make your hours count. If this content helped you, feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe. It really supports the channel and encourages more people on the same journey.